It's Ellen again. I'm going to show you how to make the larger Kaleidoscope bracelet. This is the original one that I've showed you how to make. This one is done on 7 pin bars and this is on 5 pin bars. So you do have to have 3 looms to make this one. I'm going to show you the layout and how to do this. So first we're going to take our loom, and you need to have it set up like this. Like I said, 7 pin bars, and I'm going up on the sides. Okay, so we start with laying out our perimeter, and this is just an enlarged version of the other one, so go 3 up, or 3 to the right rather, 3 up, and 3 back in. Okay, so now you should have 2 hexagons, I guess, and I'll show you what the next bands are. Okay, so we're going to start adding some filler bands, and we're going to go in every corner. It doesn't matter on these outside ones where you start, but it does in the center. So if you just start thinking of this as a starburst or a giant starburst and start in this corner and go around. And then do the same thing in the next one. Alright, so that's what you should have so far. Alright, now we're going to come back to the beginning, and I'm going to start here and just go in the next row in here. Alright, so now we have this. Now we're just going to lay out a starburst here. So I just want to start here and go out. Alright, that was the next step. Alright, so now we're going to start by adding some filler bands. In here you have little triangles. And go from the center out. Just like that. And you do that all the way around your hexagon. Alright, so that's what you should have now. Alright, so now we're going to make our little star pattern here in the center like before. The smaller bracelet. Alright, so that's what you should have now. You have a little star. Alright, so now we're going to add some end caps around our star, just like we did before on this 6. Alright, and don't forget your centers. And then we're going to go back and add end caps. In mine it's the pink with the little V right here. We need to add an end cap right here on each one of these. Alright, so that is all the rubber bands that we have to add now. We have everything ready to loop. If you're going to extend this beyond these two, like if you only have this, 3 looms, you don't have any more to extend it beyond if you want more, take a picture of your design and where your colors are, because when you get your bracelet off, it's hard to remember exactly what color was where, and it's just easier. Also, these are really easy to extend because it's just a matter of taking where you've pulled off and slipping it on after you've re-looped it. Alright, I was wrong. We actually have one more rubber band to add. The end cap over here. I'm going to use my buttons. Let me put that on here. So either rubber band end cap or a button if you are using those. So we're going to start by looping out the center starburst, and just like this. So to make it easier, because you don't have to do it this way, but I'm just gonna copy what I do here up here, because the only way that really matters is the outside one when that's connected. So I'm just gonna go up here and do the other center. And I know I probably have some extra end caps, because once I loop these over to here, I mean, it would hold the pink ones as I've loomed those, but I think, like I said, sometimes it just gives the bracelet more color and a fuller effect, so I'm just going to stick with them. So now we'll go back here, and we're going to do our star. Doesn't matter where you start, you just need to pick a top rubber band and pull it back towards itself wherever that goes. Same here. And come over here. Top rubber band, pulling it back towards itself. And just remember, you're coming out of the end caps, so don't get confused and go the wrong way. Alright, so now we have this so far. Now we'll come back to the beginning, and we're going to do out of these end caps, in my case it's the pink ones, and loop those back towards the outside of the circle. And again, it doesn't matter where you start, just as long as you're grabbing the top rubber band. And pulling it back towards itself. Alright, so that should be all that looming. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go back to these posts here that go to the corners. And again, it doesn't matter where you start. You just need to reach in there, grab the bottom band, and pull it back. And the same thing for that. Make sure you go in through the loop that's here. I don't know if you can see very well, but there is the bottom of the starburst that comes out, and it's down here. So make sure when you're grabbing your bottom band that you're not just grabbing that and pulling it over, because you will miss the bottom of the starburst and then it'll kind of poke out the back of your work. So get in underneath that. Alright, so this is what you should have now. Now all we need to do is go around the outside and close all these up. So go in here and find your top, bottom, outside band. That makes sense, top, bottom, outside. And we can just go up one side. And come back and do the other side. Just grab the bottommost band now and bring it over. Alright, we're going to do the same thing up this way. There are a lot of rubber bands here, so careful not to break any. Alright, so that is all of the looming that needed to be done. Now we can take it off. Okay. Just going to stick our hook in here. And these will stick again just like the regular bracelet, so be careful as you're pulling it off. Alright, so that's what it looks like right here. A larger version of the Kaleidoscope bracelet. And like I said, here's the original size, and here's the bigger size. And then if you want to continue watching, I'll show you how to attach it to make it longer without having to go out and buy more looms. And I think I might actually add rings to the outside and see what that looks like. So if you want to continue watching to see what that's like, just keep right on rolling, or thank you for staying with me and while I showed you how to make these. Alright, thank you to those of you who decided to stick around for this little extra part. So I'll show you first how to extend your bracelet so that you can add more. What I did was I went ahead and I reloomed my entire pattern that I had for this part. I also added rings around the outside just to see how that would look. Obviously you don't have to do that. But to extend your bracelet, all you're going to do is, so this is where the arrow is pointing this way, so we turn our loom around, and this is where we would start looming. Instead of having an end cap here or a button cap, you're just going to stick all this there. And that will be, now when you loom, this will be loomed into your bracelet. So you can have 4. But like I said, you might not need 4, it just depends. You can even use just the 2. But I'm going to loop this up real quick and take it off, and I'll be right back to show you what it looks like. Alright, so I loomed the entire thing. I loomed this in, so now it's part of the bracelet. I did add rings to the outside of this half, and we'll see what that looks like when I take it off. So just hang on for 1 minute. Alright, so attached together, and that's how it looks with rings added. That's actually really pretty. It is large too, so that'd be really neat for even just a charm or something like that. I didn't do rubber bands, like for this example, I didn't do rubber bands where they connected, because it just gets to be too many, and then I always seem to break my rubber bands. So that is what we've got. So it looks really great with rings, I think. Alright, well, thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial and that it worked for you, and I'll hopefully have something new for you again soon. Thanks, bye.